Former Newark Mayor Sharpe James, guilty on all counts. I'm Deputy Editorial Page Editor Deborah Jerome. I'm here with Star Ledger columnists Joan Whitlow and Bob Braun, who followed the trial. What do you think of the verdict? Fair, unfair, surprising? Why?
It was surprising. I don't think the state had, the U.S. Attorney's Office had much of a case. So it was surprising to me. Was it fair? To me, it's kind of hard to say, but I think there's a general sense that Sharpe somehow didn't buy his Rolls Royces and his yachts and his summer homes on a civil servant's salary. So I think there will be a sense that it was probably a fair verdict, even if it was surprising in this case.
And there was no real link, any money trail to link these transactions with Tameka Riley, the land deals, back to him having any income or revenue that allowed him to purchase things. I was surprised by the verdict, and after the case went to the jury, it was hard, at least people I talked to, hard to find anybody who thought the prosecution had made the case. I'm also a little surprised by how sad I feel about this outcome.
Sad?
Yeah. I'm not sure why. And perhaps it's because this is the third Newark mayor to be indicted. You know, a lot of people looked up to Sharpe, and a lot of people won't understand the reason that people who know him, who've been in Newark for a time, you know, kind of see this as more tragedy than justice, even if that's not saying the jury came in with the wrong verdict, but that's part of the perception, I think.
There's a sense of the people outside. People stopped me and said, "Is this what he deserves after 37 years in public office?" Maybe it was, but I think there's a sense that.
So speaking of what he deserves, he could get 4 to 7 years in prison. Do you think they'll throw the book at him, or will they be lenient?
I think he's going to serve some time. I don't think there's much served by putting a 70-something-year-old in jail for a long time, but I was trying to determine before he got here how old Hugh Hadnezio was when he went to jail, and I think he was in his 70s.
I think I watched this judge sentence other people in other cases, and also I'm aware that he has a background as a politician. He was a congressman, he was a freeholder, and he was a municipal councilman in Clifton. I think he had some sympathy for Sharpe James from a lot of what he said during the trial, and given his general tendency not to throw the book at people, I don't think that Sharpe is going to get anywhere near the max. I think he'll probably get the minimum.
What about his girlfriend, Tameka Riley? Do you think sentencing will be more lenient for her?
I always thought the case against her was tighter than the case against him. It was pretty cut and dry that she got the land cheap. She sold it for a lot of money, and she didn't pay taxes on it. Exactly what that means for sentencing, though, I'm not sure. I
think I agree with Joan. The case against her was stronger. However, one of the witnesses against her failed to file income tax returns as well, and nothing happened to her. And the judge is very well aware of this, and I think the judge will go easy on her as well. It's her first charge, first conviction.
Will this verdict do anything to even begin to touch the culture of corruption in Newark and the state?
No.
Joan and I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been around long enough to know that there have been many, many verdicts, there have been many charges, and nothing ever changes. I, however, am not one of those persons who believes that Newark or New Jersey is more corrupt than any other state in the union. I think it has its share, like any other state. But these trials, if anything, will do only one thing, and that's to help Chris Christie run for governor next year, or in 2 years.
And what do you think comes next? James could face trial on other charges?
Yeah, the original set of charges on this ran 89 pages and included many more counts, but it was separated into to the real estate and the tax and the housing charges, and then the credit card charges on the other hand. I frankly do not believe that, given the expense of what happened, that the U.S. Attorney's Office is going to push on this. I mean, they've got them. They got their verdict, and I don't see another trial coming up.
Again, I think the credit card charges were more cut and dry. It's hard to say to say that sending your Rolls Royce to Martha's Vineyard on a city credit card was city business, but I don't think much will be served by pressing it. They've got the guy. He's going to jail. That should be enough.
All right. That's all we have time for. Thanks for joining us.